And Luna here, and a huge welcome back to the channel. A massive thank you to each and every single one of you for your continued love and support for this very little creative corner of the internet. This week, my friends, we're back to some sewing. Now, if you've been following the Evelyn Adore channel recently, my friends, you'll know that this year has been particularly difficult for me, and that following a recent diagnosis, I had cancer surgery at the end of April. Now, although my physical recovery has been great, my mental health has been a little bit difficult. And my friends, this is one of those things we all really need to get more comfortable talking about so that we can get through this together and support each other through. And during this recovery period, I have really felt a need to go back to something that I've been practicing for quite a few decades, my friends, and something that helps me not only physically but mentally too. And that is yoga. I absolutely love yoga, my friends, and YouTube right here is a great resource to be able to do things like yoga. I have popped a link to my very favourite yoga instructor here on YouTube in the description box, my friends. But be careful, here is warning Evelyn, do not begin any new exercise or diet regime without first checking in with your doctor. Make sure you do that, my wonderful friends. But this week I thought it's about time that I get to some yoga inspired garments so that we can all wear fabulous clothes while getting some yoga in too. And when Minerva released this absolutely gorgeous crushed velvet at the end of September to celebrate their 25th birthday, yes, that's right, Minerva turned 25, how fantastic. I knew that this fabric just had to create some gorgeous yoga wear. So with the help of some of my previous tutorials, including my athleisure block video right here on the channel, which incidentally helped me create the gorgeous pointy jumpsuit I'm wearing to talk to you today, my friends. Yeah, you guessed it, all the links are in the description box. But come on, what's all this chatting? Grab a cuppa, let's get to some drafting and sewing. Cup of tea sounds good, Lena. How about some toast as well? Why not? Starting with my usual design process, here is my sketch for these yoga friendly makes. I've gone with the usual leggings, but I've added a bit of interest by creating a second capri length pair with a contrast waistband and back detail. For tops, I've chosen to create two styles of wrap top and a simple vest to show you guys just how easy it is to adapt a simple bodice block. And here is that gorgeous stretch crush velvet, a brand new and exclusive release to celebrate Minerva's recent 25th birthday. It's such a soft and luxurious fabric, my friends, and the way the light hits it is just stunning, reflecting back all of these beautiful colours. It's a polyester elastane blend, and this velvet is also opaque, which makes it great for dressmaking like this. And with a 60% widthwise stretch, it's perfect for yoga-inspired garments, which could easily double as secret pyjama-esque separates. Perfect. To create the contrasting details for the design, I grabbed this super soft black scuba crepe from my fabric stash. It has the same degree of stretch and the texture will look great next to that velvet. Wonderful. So let's start with those leggings. For the pattern, I'm using the leggings block from my recent leisurewear pattern drafting video. There's a card above. And leggings like these are so quick and easy to sew. Arm your machine with a brand new stretch or jersey needle so that you don't get any skipped stitches, my friends. And be sure to test out your machine stitch and machine tension before you begin on a spare piece of fabric. Use a zigzag stitch on your machine, and all you need to do to create those leggings is sew those inside leg seams, and then the crotch seam. Now for the waistband, which is a simple waistband, the length measuring 2 inches less than the waistline of the sewn leggings, and the width being twice the desired finished height, plus seam allowances. It's simply sewn into a circle, before being folded in half lengthways for a neat finish inside the garment, pinned and then sewn all the way around that waistline. Hem to finish. The matching wrap top is next. Created using my wrap top pattern, wrap tops are one of my ultimate favourite bodice styles. They're also a great, easy and quick beginner-friendly creation. And in this gorgeous velvet, it will be such a comfy garment to wear and also perfect for my yoga adventures. The only change that I made for this top was to cut it at waistline length and then simply stitch the ties to each front bodice piece, forgoing any gap in the side seam, making this top even simpler. For an in-depth tutorial on drafting this pattern and creating wrap tops like this one, be sure to check out the full video, and there's a card above, my friends. And as always, you'll also find the links in the description box too. Now onto those capri length leggings with that shaped waistband. Using my leggings block pattern once more, I cut it this time to capri length, being sure to mark in those seam allowances as this will help me create that shaped waistband. Grabbing a coloured marker, it's time to draw in the style lines for the waistband. Beginning on the front half of the leggings by drawing a line across 1 inch below the seam allowance line at the waistline. Then tapering from that line downwards to the centre back of the pattern in a nice smooth curve to create the shaped back waistline that I designed on my sketch. This new waistband is then cut from the leggings pattern, the front and back waistbands being separated where they would naturally create a side seam to allow me to cut the separate back and front waistband pieces on the fold as shown on the pattern pieces here. Remember to ensure, my friends, that there are seam allowances all around your pieces so that you've got enough fabric to attach them to your leggings. And I'll cut one of each of these pieces in both lining and fabric. Add that seam allowance to the top of the new leggings pattern too, my friends, don't forget. Sewing the capris is the same basic process as the leggings, starting by constructing the legs, then the crotch seam, up to the point where our shaped waistband joins the centre back. Now onto that shaped waistband. Begin by constructing it, placing lining and outer layers right sides together and stitching all along the upper edge. Then join the front and back waistbands at the side seams to create a full circular waistband. Pin that waistband all around the waistline, taking time around the curved edge at the back, stretching so that the curves fit together. Take extra care when pivoting your stitching at the lower V point at the centre back. and I absolutely love the shape of this. To create the vest top from my design sketch, I grabbed my jersey stretch fabric bodice block, which you can create at the card above. This top is by far the simplest top that you can draft and make, my friends. After tracing a bodice front and back, the only alterations I made was to add a little ease at the side seam to make an easier fitting vest more suitable for yoga, before narrowing the shoulder seams with style lines, like so, shown on screen here in purple marker pen. Then adding those all-important seam allowances, shown here in red. And this vest is even easier to sew than it is to draft. Finish the necklines by folding seam allowances to the inside and stitching them in place, before we go and sew those shoulder and side seams using that zigzag stitch, before simply hemming the garment to finish. Yes, that's right, finish. It really is that easy. The final garment that I'm making, my friends, for this gorgeous velvet yoga set is a shameless rip-off of my recent 1940s lounging pyjama video series. I loved this top so much, and it's so incredibly comfy that I just had to make one for yoga. Beginning with those bust darts and necklines, then those shoulder and side seams, before creating and attaching the sleeves, which this time I went for 3/4 length. Finishing by attaching the tie that I created in contrasting scuba. And you can see the full pattern drafting process for this top, yes, you guessed it, at the card above. So here's the reveal, my friends. So there you go, my friends, this week creating some yoga friendly garments. Bit tired after the yoga, Luna? Yeah. And I might just be a little bit obsessed with this gorgeous crushed velvet. If you'd like to get your hands on some of your very own, my friends, yes, there's a link in the description box to Minerva to be able to grab your own. Now, whether it is things like sewing or yoga, which I combined together this week, my friends, please try and get some time just for you. No matter what you're going to do, whether you're going to treat yourself to your favourite hobby or maybe have a really nice long soak in a bath, just try and have some time just for you. It's a really, really important mental health and self-care tip, my friends. But until next week, take care, my friends. Stay safe. Okay. Another sneeze.